Yeah, babies are not robots. For all you new mothers who think that, especially us, like organized people, it just, you can't. You can't. And when you know, when you go somewhere and you get ready, and that's when they take a poo. Hi guys, I'm Raabiha, and I'm going to be playing Viva Voce with this guy.
Thank you so much for coming on today, Raabiha. We're super excited to have you. Should we get started?
Yes, let's do this.
First question. What's been your happiest memory this past year?
Oh, my baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Probably the most traumatic and amazing memory at the same time. So when Alana was born. I know that's cheesy, but really it's, it has to be the happiest.
How was the experience for you at the hospital?
Oh my God. I can't
Talk
say
about the happy side. No, the happy side.
The happy part.
The happy part.
Yeah. No, it was amazing, honestly. When they delivered her, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God, this was inside. This is like so weird and so amazing. And it's, you know, before I had her, everyone says, oh, you forget the labor, you know, you forget the pain. And I was like, how do you forget that pain? It's like horrific. But you do, because as soon as you see your baby, you're just like, wow, like I made this.
Did you have that moment where they like hold your finger for the first time?
Oh no, she was like passed out. And I kept saying, the doctor, is she okay? She's like not crying, she's supposed to cry.
Oh my God.
And then she started crying and I'm like, why is she crying? What's wrong with her? Why is she crying? But that has to be the most incredible memory. And because I did it, I thought I would give up halfway. I was like, this is too hard. Even Khalil was like, oh wow, well done. You did good. I was like, thanks. Oh my God, thanks.
Oh my God. When's the next one? No?
What was it one time?
You still haven't forgotten about the pain, huh?
For a few months I had some PTSD, seriously. But yeah, no, I think when I've recovered and can fit into my wardrobe, then we'll think about it again.
I know it must be really difficult for you, so thank you for coming here today. I know how difficult it can be with taking care of a child and stuff.
Oh, you know, Khalil's amazing. So I've put her to sleep and I was like, you watch her and I'm gonna go.
Thank you, Khalil.
Thanks. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
I hope it's a hard one. Yes, it is. Thank God I didn't get this one. What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you?
Oh, I hate this question.
I love it.
Most embarrassing thing. I think whenever I get asked this question, the first thing that pops into my head is, I think it was end of high school, was it like year 10, year 11, when I was at Preston Manor with Ali. And it was the last day of school, and on the last day of school, everyone went to the park nearby. So we have like a park very close to our school, and everyone was going there. And then I had a mountain bike back then, and the entrance to this park is a really steep hill. I don't know if you remember, Ali. Like a really steep hill, and like the cool kids would like go down that hill with their mountain bike, right, like really fast. So everyone is there, I'm making my entrance per se. So I go down this like steep hill like really fast, and then as I'm about to come to a stop, I try to do this like cool trick where like, as the bike is slowly coming to a stop, I like take one foot out and like try to get off at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then I tripped. And then like everyone was there in the playground, like watching me go down the hill, like super cool. And then I just completely like fell and tumbled over. I just like fell in front of everyone. That's one of the first things that popped into my head.
Because that's a time when you actually care what other people think,
exactly.
Right? That's that peak age where
I don't know when
it
was. I say year 10, it was probably younger than that. I think it must have been like year 7 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was quite embarrassing.
Oh, bless you.
Ali, were you there?
I can't remember it.
No, I don't think it was there.
Because it wasn't embarrassing for him, you see.
You big things up in your head more than it actually has happened.
Yeah, probably no one remembers it, but
but you do, right?
But yeah, I do. What about you?
No, that's your question. Why do you think I was so happy that you got that question? I was like, oh, I hope that doesn't come up.
All right, cool.
Yes.
How old do you feel emotionally?
Okay, good, you didn't say physically, yeah. Emotionally, I don't think I've aged. I still feel, you know, especially after having Alana as well, I think my emotions were like everywhere. And like, what with having a business and a baby, I feel like you're constantly developing emotionally. So I don't know if there's an age to that. I still feel like I'm at that age where you're finding yourself. So what's that, teenage age?
Wow.
Or older than that, or early adulthood. Maybe that's when you actually find yourself, right? Teenager, you don't know what you're doing. So I'd say early adulthood, because I just feel like always, so 20s, my 20s. Because constantly I'm just like trying to figure things out and how to be a businesswoman, how to be a mom, how to do it all, and failing, and then trying to accept myself like, no, you're not failing, you're trying, you're getting on, you know, all those things that you have to say to yourself. So that
I think that describes you really well, because like from what I see on Instagram and from what I know, you're quite bubbly and you're very you know, you take us all through your journey on Instagram as well. Like you show us everything, like the highs, the downs and everything, the things you struggle with, the things that are great.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that describes you really well.
Oh, thanks.
Good.
Yeah, good. I didn't want to always just show the highs because I noticed I'd get messages that, oh, how do you do this? And I'm like, oh my God, no, I'm not doing this. I'm literally barely getting by. So I'm glad that that comes across.
It does.
Good. What is your catchphrase or something you find yourself saying often?
I think the question is more like slang. So I always say bruv to my friends, which is like bro or brother, like really short term.
Not to your patients then?
Not to my patients, not to my patients.
Gonna do that RCT on that lower right 6, bro.
Yeah, no, not to my patients, just to like friends and like, you know, those around me. But yeah, I think I say that a lot.
That's good, it's a respectable word.
Respect. Yeah, respect. Brother, exactly. Do you have a catchphrase? Or like something you say a lot?
I don't know, maybe everyone else who watches my stories might know.
Put it down in the comments if you know Raabiha's catchphrase.
Yeah, because I don't know it.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, it's your go.
My turn.
Yes.
What's the nicest thing you've ever done?
That I've done?
It's a really hard question, I think.
That is a really hard question. What's the nicest thing I've ever done? I guess I'd say probably in my social media, I could use just that as something right now because nothing's popping into mind. But I try to, like, if anybody messages me, no matter what I'm doing, I just try to find time to respond and help them and leave them voice notes when they're struggling with their bosses and things like that. And you know, and dentistry in a nutshell, actually. I've decided to keep all the profits all for charities and not for myself. So I'd say there's probably those two things right now that I can think of. But yeah,
that's really nice. You probably helped loads of people on Instagram.
I probably need to think about the nice things I've done. Do you know, that's a good question. That's a good question.
Can I just say something as well? I think sometimes when you're a nice person, inherently you end up forgetting a lot of the stuff that you have done because it means, not because it means less to you, but because it comes so naturally.
It's not like a big different thing you've done. It's not significant.
You might have made a huge difference or an impact in someone else's life, but you might, to you, it might have been just your personality.
Oh, it's just sweet. Yeah, no, I might just go sit down and think about it at home. Or I need to start doing some more things. Oh, goodness.
Tonight you're not going to talk to Khalil and he's going to be like, what's on your mind?
Am I nice? Am I nice? What have I done?
In this world?
I haven't done. Do you know, that's a really important question I think people should ask themselves. Yeah, ask yourself, what are the nice things you've done? I said, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your earliest memory?
My earliest memory. I don't know if I actually remember this or not, okay? I'll give two answers. First one, I don't know if I actually remember or not, but I remember having jaundice when I was a little baby, and then I think you go yellow or something, and then they put you in sunlight or something to absorb vitamin D or something like that. And I remember being a little newborn baby, naked, and being put next to a window and like absorbing sunlight. And I've asked my mum this, and she said, yeah, we did do that, but she was like, you're a newborn, like, how do you remember it? So, I don't know, maybe it's either I've been told the story so many times that I built the memory in my head, or I actually remember it.
That's incredible. I used to start like making sure I didn't traumatize Alana.
It's such a vivid memory, it's weird. It's such a vivid memory that I have. And I know where it was at my grandma's house. It was by this big window, and I remember just being placed there and just like looking up at the ceiling. I don't know, it's weird. But I think I remember it. I don't know. The one after that, if that one is a fake memory, then the one after that I remember is when I nearly got hit by a car when I was like 4 or something, or 5. And it was just like, it was after my mum was dropping me off somewhere and I wasn't like looking, and I just crossed the road. Like, because I used to have so much energy, I would just sprint everywhere and my mum couldn't like keep a hold of me. So I was just like sprinting across the road, and the car was like this close to like hitting me. And I remember just like looking at the car, and it was coming, and I was just like trying to run faster across the road, and my mum's like screaming or whatever. And I do remember that as well. And I think that is a real memory.
Oh yeah, they say that the amygdala stores, isn't it? Really like traumatic memories or really happy memories.
Yeah.
So maybe your jaundice story was your really happy memory.
Jaundice? Why is that a happy memory?
I don't know, you like the sun.
The sun just whirled.
Oh yeah, you like the sun. Maybe you were just like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah, it's all right. My turn.
Yes.
What's the worst advice you've ever been given?
What's the worst advice? Okay. Okay, So an auntie, we'll just call them an auntie, like one of your mum's friends, when I was pregnant with Alana, said, if you want the baby to come out really quickly, you just have lots of ghee. Now, ghee is like a form of butter, like clarified butter. So she's like, you eat lots of this and the baby will just come out, just like that.
Wow.
Yeah, no.
How much did you eat?
I didn't eat any of it.
Oh, you didn't listen to the advice?
I do. How does it go? Okay. Like, you swallow the butter, it goes down, it gets, right around the baby and the baby just slides out.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need a fact check on that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the only one that comes to mind. I
oh
can't
my
think
God, that's funny.
That's the only one that comes to mind, yeah.
I bet you're glad you didn't listen to that one.
Yes. Though now thinking about the trauma, maybe I should have. Maybe I should have listened to it.
Oh my God.
Okay, it's your turn.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the most selfish thing that you've ever done?
Oh, most selfish thing. That's a hard one. I remember. Okay, so I remember I used to be really addicted to my phone. Like this would have been like 3-4 years ago at uni. To the point like where I always had it on vibrate or loud or something, and whenever I would get a notification, I would like instantly check it. And it got to a point where even when I wasn't getting a notification, I would think that there is a notification, so I would just keep checking it. And it was like ruining parts of my day. Like I would be constantly thinking, like I'd be like cooking, which I love cooking.
Yeah.
But then it would either, like a notification will go off, it'll be something irrelevant, and I would disrupt my cooking, go get my phone, check what it was, and like, like you have your me time per se, like it would just keep disrupting that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is selfish or not, but I was discussing it with my friend the other week and I thought it was selfish. But at that point, like 3 years ago, I decided to put my phone on silent and never put it on vibrate or loud ever again, like regardless of what's happening or anything. And so I think a lot of my friends get annoyed at me because they text me, they call me, and I literally never answer my phone or reply. But it's because I feel like I've detached myself from my phone. And before, I used to get really anxious because I used to have it on vibrate and I would think, well, what if my sister's like in an emergency or my mum's in an emergency and she needs to call me? So when my phone would ring, I would get anxious and I'd be like, oh my God, like, what if it's an emergency? Let me answer straight away. And then I thought to myself, I said, if there is a true emergency, they're not gonna call me, they're gonna call the police, the hospital, like something. So I kind of just let go of that and my phone is just constantly on silent now. So I guess it's selfish in the sense that it annoys everyone around me. Like everyone who calls me or texts me and stuff, like I'm not reachable that quickly and it really bugs them, especially my sister.
I don't know, I think that's a good thing. I think it's important. You're taking care of yourself, and if you don't this is one thing I've learned over the past few months, if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of others. So I don't think it's selfish. But, no. But it means you're, like you said, nice person that you think that's selfish.
Yeah.
I hate it.
He hates it.
Unmute your phone, man.
I don't know, he always replies to me straight away, so.
Oh, sorry, Ali. You're not important enough.
Oh my goodness.
Is it my turn?
Yes, it is.
Cool. What is one small change you made in your life that had a much bigger impact than you anticipated?
A small change, okay. That wording made it harder. Big change, I could have said marrying Cleo, that completely changed my life. Small change that made my life better, yeah?
Yeah. Much bigger impact than you anticipated.
A bigger impact, small change and a big impact. Trying to be kinder to myself. I've tried to do that now. So like, rather than telling myself off for not being able to do everything. So, Raabiha, like, the end of the day is coming, like, the kitchen's not clean and this is not done and that's not done. Like, what the hell have you done with your day? It's kind of like, it's okay. Like, Alana's fed and she's changed and she's happy and she's healthy and, just kind of focusing a bit more on the positives. I feel like I feel a bit better at the end of the day because normally I'd feel a bit stressed because I'd be looking at what I haven't done than what I had done. So I'd say maybe just a small shift in the mindset in that area. It's still a huge work in progress because you cycle back some days and I'm just like, oh my God, what have I done? Like those with kids probably know. The whole day goes and you're like, what on earth did I do? And it's just like, you just kept this little thing alive. That's what I've done. And I'm just like, okay. Because it's not like when you go to work, right? You can physically see, like, you go to work, you see patients, you treat them, you make money, you come home, that kind of thing, right? You deal with your team. With baby, it's kind of like you feed them, she sleeps. There's no evidence of what I've done. I've like fed her, napped her, changed her, fed her, napped her, changed her, put down sleep. And it's like, okay, where's the there's no evidence of what I've done. So sometimes it'd be like, what I haven't done. Like physical evidence, I would count as stuff like, laundry and dishes and cooking and meal. So yeah, being nicer to myself in those regards. Just like how I speak to myself mentally.
I think it's difficult because you've changed, your life has changed since Alana. And, you know, before Alana, maybe for you, a productive day may have been to do those things or to answer the emails or do this and do that. But now she's there, the priority has changed. And you being productive that day isn't based so much on you doing the laundry, the kitchen,
like a tick
or whatever.
box, basically. It's not that anymore.
So because it's changed, I think you just need to think that, look at all these things that I have done rather than the stuff you haven't done. And if you change that mindset, it's amazing.
Because I love being organized and like tick box and just like, I'm like, oh, look at all these things I've done. But I can't do that with a baby.
No.
I just can't.
It's so wild, the things that happen in your day, I imagine.
My mum's favourite line for me since I've had Alana, Raabiha, you're raising a baby, not a robot, okay? I'm like, she's supposed to wake up at 9 a.m. then go to sleep at 11 o'clock, so I'm gonna do this, and no, she's gonna wake up in between and she's gonna cry and she's not gonna eat what I want to
So I guess you can't plan your days, can you? Because there's no schedule per se.
Yeah, that's the hard thing. Like today, right? So she's been up since 2 a.m., hence the eye bags. And so she was like crying and she was being sick and she's like, oh, and then in the morning I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like at 4 a.m. try to give her some Calpol because she's sick. And then I'm like, half asleep. And then like, she's like, okay, not going down. I'm like, okay, so my plan was she'd wake up at 7 and she'd be down at this time and then I'd get ready at this time while she's napping and then I'd leave and I'd come here.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, it was like, she kind of was crying and then I had to like hold up until about 8 a.m. and then she woke up and then she got fussy by 10 because she had broken sleep.
Oh my God.
And then she wanted to go back down at 10:30 and now like when I left, it was like 12:30 and she was still sleeping and Khalil was like, isn't that a really long sleep? She's confused. I'm like, I don't
just let her be.
Just let her be.
Yeah.
Giving up.
You're a superwoman. I don't know how you're here with so much energy. Like...
There's no energy here. And that's why I didn't like, you know, I said no to the coffee. Otherwise you guys would have just, you know, I'm already talking
You don't
fast.
need the coffee. You're amazing.
Like,
that's fine.
Yeah. So, yeah. Babies are not robots. For all you new mothers who think that, especially us, like organized people, it's just, you can't. You can't. And when you go somewhere and you get ready and that's when they take a poo.
Yeah.
That's when they take a poo and you're just like, I got everything ready, I've done everything, I told the person I'm gonna be there in 45 minutes, but no, you wanna take a poo and vomit at the same time. So got to change in nappy and then she started doing this thing where she flips. So she flips while you're changing and you're like, no, there's gonna be poo everywhere. And then, and then you change their clothes and then they're looking fresh and then get in the car and then you know, she's checking her socks off and taking her hairband off. And
But at the end of the day, it's all worth it.
Totally worth it. She's the best thing that ever happened to me. I love her. I love her so much. Yeah. When I come back after work, I'm just like, oh, you're so cute, my baby. I love her.
That's adorable.
Yeah, she's the best thing ever.
Is it my turn or your turn?
I don't know. I've been talking a long time. It must be mine. Okay. It's a bit warm in here. Okay, if you could make a candle out of any scent, what would it be? He gets the easy questions.
Do you want to answer that one?
No, you answer this. These are rigged.
Candle out of any scent.
Yes.
Oh, it's going to sound disgusting. I'm a big foodie. I love the smell of like caramelized onions. But I don't know if I'd make a candle.
That's what brown people smell like.
I don't know if I'd make it into a candle. I
really
really like
onions.
No, I wouldn't make that.
That's like the standard brown person smell when you cook a curry and you leave the house.
I love the smell of rose. So yeah, roses or something along those lines, which will probably exist already. So
yes, it does.
Yeah.
I'm sure the onion ones exist too.
maybe. But yeah, I wouldn't buy the onion one actually. I'll take that back. That's a weird one.
We don't really light candles to get rid of that stink.
Yeah. Okay. Who is the single best person you've ever met? What makes them the best?
Oh, my husband. I know it sounds really cheesy, but Khalil, honestly, he really, really changed my life. I was very different before I met him, actually. Very brown girl in the sense that it was like, yes, must get A's, must get in my head. Like, my parents never did that to me. They were very much like, try hard and whatever you achieve, you know, whatever you want to do with your life, that's fine. So it was me who was just like, I must get A stars, must get A's, must like do good in school and and it was very like this perfectionist mindset and everything must be perfect and I must get honors and I must do this. And then just Khalil came along and was like, chill out, calm down, and very much like, he brought the idea of growth mindset to me. Like all the books that I read now, he introduced me to them, like Atomic Habits, Salat, and Obstacle is the Way, just all things about personal growth and development and kind of not thinking as things as like yes and no. It's very much like, you know, you haven't failed, you're still trying, and all that kind of that thing of pushing myself out my comfort zone. I talk about that on social media. That was all clear, like putting me on social media, that was him. Like, you know, I've mentioned it before, but he literally forced me to get on there because I was so uncomfortable with the idea of what people might think of me and how they may judge me and how they may perceive me and what did I have to offer. Like, there's like 150 million dentists on social media. What can I bring? So he was like, well, it doesn't matter what you bring, but the fact that you don't want to be on there means you need to be on there. Like, just take it as an opportunity to meet other people, to network, and, you know, just...
Was it difficult taking that first step to decide to go on social media and just put your life out there?
Yeah, it took me so long. I think we argued about it for a couple of weeks and then months. And then he was like, you just need to do it.
Was he on there already? Like,
yeah, he was on there already. Okay. Yeah, he was on there already. He was like, just do it. He was like, because you don't want to do it, it will be something just to kind of push you out of your comfort zone. And, you know, why does it matter what other people think? And I'm just like, yeah, it's true, I guess. And he's like, there's always going to be people that don't like you. You could be the nicest person in the world and there'll be somebody that dislikes you. And I'm like, but then people might think I'm like X, but I'm actually not like this. And he was like, why does it matter? You know, you go on, be you, try to make the difference you want to make, and it's up to others to like you or not like you. You know.
Do you think you made the right decision?
Yeah, because I've met amazing people like yourself and Ali and Nicola and just all the people that I've done over 20 topics like Zainab and you know, I've just met so many people that I think had I not done social media, I still would have been that kind of scared, anxious person. So a lot of people, when they ask me, should I do social media? I always say, find your why as to why you want to get on there. Like, you know, is it for marketing, like some dentists use it, or is it just kind of personal growth? And then I think it's really good for that. For networking, teaching, personal growth. So yeah, it was good. But yeah, Khalil, definitely the biggest motivator, shaker in my life. And even till now, he'll always question the things that I do. Like, why do you feel, like the whole OCD about my house being a certain way, and that small change will come from, usually it comes from him. And yeah, so I have to say it has to be him. And everyone who says it, they're like, he's the best thing that happened to him. I'm like, I know.
He's getting a lot of shout outs today. Good.
Yeah.
We need to get him on the show. Maybe we should do a special with you two.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. Yes.
Couples therapy.
Couples therapy. Goodness, yeah, it'll turn into like a one-man show. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah.
What do you wish you could spend more time doing? I don't know why I hide my card here, like you.
It's hidden. Spend more time doing.
Yeah.
I think at the moment, just something as simple as just spending more time with my family, because even though, so in my foundation training, I was working 5 days a week, but now I'm working 4 days a week. So I dropped one day to be able to do more things that I want to do. But I've made myself busy in other things like YouTube channel, filming, doing videography and making promotional videos and things like that. So now at this point, we're making videos for other clients and editing all the time. So I'm literally just not home that often. So I thought in my head like, oh, let me drop a day of dentistry to do the things that I want to do. But I've ended up just picking up more work. So I haven't been able to see my family as much as I want to, or do things and go out and things like that. So I think I just need to chill out a little bit with the amount of work I'm doing, just to spend more time with my family. And I think that's the first simple step for me, because then I can focus on doing other things, like going on holidays and things like that. But if I just can't even see my own family, like, what am I doing? So I think that. I can't think of anything else.
What are you going to do about trying to make time for your family?
I'm going to start saying no. So I've always, like, I think over the last year, every time an opportunity has arisen, I've always been like, yes, yes, yes. Like, take up any opportunity that comes my way. But I think I've got enough on my plate now. So if there's more opportunities, I'm satisfied or happy to say, unless it's something crazy, I don't know how to say that, but something, I'm more comfortable saying no now, because I know I've just got too much on my plate. If I add one more thing to it, then how am I gonna spend more time with my family? So I'm gonna start saying no to things, and hopefully that'll free up some time for me to then be able to do that.
That's good. No, saying no is important. I learned that the hard way, so yeah. Good. It's good that you know that now.
Yeah, thank you. My turn. What contributions do you want to make to the world?
Some sort of positive impact. You know, like I remember listening to a lecture once, and he was like, "Oh, we're all gonna." It sounds a bit dark, but we're all gonna die, right? You know, obviously we're in the process of dying, and it's not about kind of what. this is a hard one. I get really emotional about this because I sometimes think about death quite often. I don't know why. Since I had Alana, I think I'm always scared that, you know, leaving her behind. But I think it's just about the kind of impact you have on the people around you.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of just making sure that everyone that you meet, that you're kind to, and you have something nice to say to them. And that old saying, if you haven't got anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And you know, just anyone who, you know, you just hope when I know when my mother-in-law passed away after we got married, everyone I met just said the most incredible things about her. There wasn't one person who had a bad word to say, and I just thought, you know, that's the kind of person I'd love to be like when I pass away, that people really have nice things to say, and you know, have somehow impacted their life, even small, but in a nice way. So the kind of impact I'd want to leave behind is just of that, really, of just being nice and generosity, all that stuff. And just, you know, life is like really hard. Like even with the practice now, I'm learning that, you know, it's difficult juggling the mum and the business and all my employees. Like I have all their stuff to deal with as well. So it's not just my own, you know, as a dentist you go in 9 to 5 and then you come home and it's fine. But now I go in 9 to 5 and I come back and I've all got their problems as well to deal with, and the days that I'm not in, it's their problems as well, and there's always something happening. So it's just kind of learning how to manage all that, but just at the same time kind of helping them. It's so hard. I can't even think of a coherent answer to give for this one.
Do you think you're on the right path?
Sometimes yes and sometimes no. Because every day I'm just like, I want to get rid of this practice. Because I think we got it at a time that was really, really hard. You know, it was COVID, it was lockdown, pandemic. We didn't know anything about business. They don't teach you in dental school about business. And it's just so stressful, and nobody knew the right answer. So first, we're trying to learn how to run a business, but then run it in a time when no one knows
how to run a business.
How to run it.
How do you run a COVID practice?
Yeah, so everyone was like, we don't know. And then every day was like a 60-page booklet coming out. So it was just so stressful. And then we had all that stress, and they're like, it's only going to get easier, but it doesn't seem to be because new rules come out. And then I was also pregnant at the same time. I had a baby, so I was trying to figure out this baby that doesn't come with the manual, which I really think when you give birth, the manual should just pop out afterwards.
So you didn't like the manuals for the practice, but you wanted a manual for the baby.
Yeah, I need like a manual for the baby, I need a manual for the practice, you know, and I'm like such a rule follower. So it was just kind of just trying to
balance everything.
Yeah, balance all of that. And then so in my head sometimes I'm like, well, I want to keep leaving that positive legacy behind as well, which is why with Dentistry in a nutshell, I decided to leave. I thought, okay, if I give all the profits to charity for that as well, it's just something that's constantly giving, because right now, where I used to do so much more, like be able to do like go for like Refugee Crisis Foundation. I used to go like help there or something, or do charity work. I feel like I don't have the time. So, but then the time is something, you know, just throwing money sometimes at a problem is not the best way as well. So I kind of wanted to be able to donate my time, but I feel like I don't have that. So I guess my answer would just be trying to help as much as I can, and with time, money, whatever I have to offer, and not hurt anybody in the process. And making, you know, and have a workplace where my staff are mentally, physically happy, financially stable, so pay them right, treat them right, keep them happy, try to follow the rules, which we try to do, you know, and be fair to everyone. And then with my baby, hopefully raise a good person who also can go on to go do good things for others. So I think that's what it is. It's all that pressure of so many things that I want to do just something good for everyone at the same time. So
that sounds lovely. And from what it sounds like to me, I think you're on the right path. Because, you know, and I think you will probably be overly stressed about having two different things to deal with. But, you know, you can't give 100% to everything all the time, but you're doing your best. And there will be a time where you have more time and you can spend more time doing the charity things. But I think the beauty of what you're doing is, even though you don't have time to do the charity thing, you haven't just said, oh, I've got no time, I'm going to leave it to the side. You've still managed to do dentistry in a nutshell, still managed to give all the profits to charity. So you're still doing something. So I don't think you can beat yourself down for that. Like, you know, you've done a lot. It's a good answer. It was a great answer.
it was an answer just like vomiting out of my brain. Guys, I have been up since 2 a.m, so that answer probably doesn't make sense, but I hope you get what I was saying. Okay. What's your biggest pet peeve?
Ooh, pet peeve. It gets on my nerves when I keep repeating myself and people don't remember something I've said to them. So it's I don't know, it's petty to be honest. But like it took my mum, bless her, I love her to bits. It took her like a year to figure out my work schedule as to where I'm working on what days.
Yeah.
Like it's a little thing, but like I keep saying, Mum, I work this day at this day at this place, this day at this day at this place. But then every single night, bless her, she'd ask me, where are you working tomorrow? And bless her, because she's doing it because she's like, I'm a sport little kid and she's, you know, making my lunch for me or making my like scrubs, getting my scrubs and stuff ready. So she's doing it out of love. So yeah, I don't know. It's petty of me to think that, but I don't know. That's one thing that.
Well, that's why it's called a pet peeve, isn't it?
Yeah, it is really petty to be honest. I should be a better person. Bless my mum, I love her.
Oh, your mum sounds cute.
What's your favorite snack?
My favorite snack. I like all sorts of. Well, actually, this table you've got right here, that's my favorite snack. I love it. Like when I go on holiday, I just love to go down and they've got this like fruit buffet going and like little croissants and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll probably say fruit is my favorite snack, but sometimes I'm in such a rush, I don't end up eating my favorite snack. I'll just grab some chocolate or some crisps.
Did you have any unusual like cravings during your pregnancy?
Just literally sugar. I think I have caries in my lower left six.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Do you think you need bite wings?
Yeah, I need my wings. I'm not taking them for the fear that might be caries everywhere.
Yeah. Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah,
in this
that's
scenario.
exactly. That's what we don't tell our patients. But yeah, I just everything sugar. I gained 20 kg in my pregnancy. Can you believe that?
Oh my God.
Yes, because all I was eating was like donuts, sugars, cake, fizzy drinks. I couldn't, for the first 3 months I was just vomiting. And then when I could eat, that's all I wanted to eat. And everything else smelled disgusting apart from sugar. And I was like, yeah. So there's a video on Instagram on a story once. Khalil walked in and he was just in shock because you know those Ferrero Rocher trays, you get the extra long ones. So I don't know how many Ferrero Rochers in there. And he just walked in, he was like, I can't speak. And I was like, why? He was like, the tray was like full. I literally, there was like 2 left. I, in one sitting, just ate that whole Ferrero Rocher tray.
Wow.
Me and Alana
It's impressive.
ate it.
It's impressive, actually.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna get diabetes as well. And it was COVID, so they weren't even checking us for pregnancy diabetes. So yeah, we got lucky.
You recovered now, it's all good. Yes.
Is it me?
Yes.
Okay, what is the hardest part of your job?
Ooh.
Our job.
Hardest part of our job.
Yeah.
I think dentistry is rewarding in so many ways.
Yeah.
But I think the hardest part for me is, I feel like on any 9 to 5 day, it's so hectic between 9 and 5. People think, you know, you're a dentist, you're in charge of your own time, you can take your own holidays, you relax, you book long appointments. Like, it's fair enough, but every single day, of course, I'm a young dentist as well, which, you know, doesn't make it easier. I just feel like the 9 to 5 is so hectic that when I go home, I'm so tired and knackered. I just want to fall asleep and not do anything else. But then I've got all this other stuff to do. And that 9 to 5 period is so hard for me. And I'm the type of person I really like to eat every 2 hours, and I can't. So at work, I can't eat every 2 hours. So I'm like, I go to work at 9, 11 I'm hungry, but I gotta hold it. 11 to 1 I'm still hungry. So I eat at 1, then at 2, 3 I'm hungry again, but I can't eat because I've got patients. So then so that gets difficult. So I think just how hectic and back to back it can be. Of course we get cancellations here and there, and you get like a little break, but it's not a long break. And I think because I'm still young and I'm still not used to like writing my notes on time, doing everything quickly.
That's not
everything
young.
is just, you know.
I still can't get mine done. Yeah, no, you're right. Time is always hard. Yeah, so don't be hard on yourself. That's not because you're young. Even I struggle because the more you progress in your job, then you just start talking more. So with me, you realise actually the important part is not just the dentistry, but it's also the connection that you build with your patients. So I spend all my little time that I have in between, rather than with my back to the patient typing notes, is actually talking to them, asking about the day, making them laugh, having a joke with them. So then I have no time to do my notes. And when they leave, I'm like to my nurse, I'm ready for the next one, because we both work in the NHS. It's like, you know, sushi. You're gonna go really fast. So no, it's not just you.
So it doesn't get better? Oh no.
It doesn't get better.
Oh no.
No, your confidence in yourself and your skills might get better, but timekeeping and stuff like that, it's really,
it's always difficult.
that's a difficult one, I think. I do tell people, like, when they're starting off young, give yourself more time for thingies. But I always find notes is something that's like, drives me mad. So
yeah,
it's a hard one.
Okay. Would you describe yourself as spontaneous?
No, I like plans. I like to be organised. I don't know what's going on. I freak out when there's a change of plan, which is why my mum reminds me about my baby being a baby, not a robot. You know, I'm like, change of plan. What to do? I had everything organised to the minute. But yeah, not spontaneous.
No.
No. I'd love to be like, yeah, I'm so cool. I'm spontaneous. Let's go to France. No, I need to like organise. I need to pack. Everything needs to be ready. Washing needs to be done.
Yeah.
Can't just like run away to France. You know, make sure the iron's off.
It's funny, I mentioned the exact same thing to Ali on our first episode. I think I was
Spain.
I said Spain was out there. I was like, I couldn't just do that. Like, someone messaged me the day before and be like, oh, do you want to go on holiday tomorrow? I'm like, no, I need to plan everything. But yeah. So I think that was all the questions we had for Raabiha today. Thank you so much for coming on. I know how difficult it can be for you. I had a lot of fun filming this episode, so thank you so much, Raabiha.
No, thank you for having me, and hopefully it made sense to you guys, despite the sleep deprivation. But yes, thank you. You guys were awesome.
See you guys in the next episode.